Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to take a look at bases for Townhall level 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13, which is, well, basically what all of you guys asked for. So there was recently a tournament which Noobs MTV, like a German other YouTuber, hosted, and this tournament was all about having a 5v5 show off, and all of the teams need to have one Townhall 9, one Townhall 10, 11, 12 and 13. That was the lineup basically. And I kind of like always sticked around with the team Eve Mark, or like the guys from the 11 original crew, and a couple of Penta players as well. So that was kind of the mix. And after that I asked them if I could somehow have a chance and basically uploading their base and if they would be fine with that. And they said of course, and that's why I want to give them a huge shout out. Luis from Penta, then Rico and Mark from 11 Original. So those were the players, and they did overall really amazing in the tournament. And I want to share with you guys bases where I think this is the most common attack strategies on that certain town level, and I would try to show you guys how people try to attack their bases. So for example, on Town 9 we have the witch attack. On, I don't know, like Town 11 and Town 12 we have something like E-Drags. So all of those common strategies. So let's get started with Townhall 9. And by the way, all of the base links will be down below in the description of the video, so you can find them easily and copy the bases if you guys would like to. But let's get started with the first base. And that's kind of like a, like a no-brainer that on Townhall 9 witches are really powerful. I mean, we learned about the last couple of days that witches can be powerful on other on other town levels as well. But if you're completely honest, it's kind of base depending. On Town 9 you can spam witches basically on any base, and this is pretty powerful and really hard to defend. This is why this base is so nice, because it's most of the time defending the witches from the Townhall side. This was not the first guy trying this entry, but he failed as all of the other guys as well. What makes this base that strong when it comes down to witches? First off, when you're attacking with witches, you normally need those healers in behind the witches, because otherwise they're just going to die. Especially because they're on the outside, always those combination of the archer tower and a Tesla. And in between, there's always a giant bomb with two small bombs. This is one-shotting witches, which means you need healers, otherwise you will always lose your flanking witches. And this is not a nice thing to have. So this is pretty important to have the witches. And then we have those second layer air defenses on the corners, which give those healers a really tough time. So you need your inner core, which is being kind of fast, otherwise you have messed up. And in addition to that, we have a lot of black mines on that side as well, which make witches even more horrible to use. So overall, this base is really nice to use, and that's the first Town 9 base. So let's get started with Townhall 10. And this base did crazy well against charges, because like overall this base baited a lot of charges from the 3 o'clock side and then into the multi-inferno tower. Most of those people who tried to attack this base with a charge tried this entry. But this is heavily stacked with black mines. But now you guys wonder, this is not a charge which you're showing. This is a dragon attack. And the reason why I'm showing you guys a dragon attack is because I think most of you guys are getting attacked more with dragons than actual like complicated queen charge Lalo attacks or things like that. So that's why I showed you guys. And you can see already on the right side, the black mines are coming up, getting those dragons, and that's really nice and early, already a couple of dragons out of the way. But now, after all of those lightning spells, he's now getting into the base with the dragons, and he's using one hound to tank, which is doing really nice for him so far. In the clan castle, Mark is using headhunters, because headhunters are just a really nice defensive tool, and now the dragons are getting deeper into the base. So this is kind of so far pretty overpowering when it comes down to the base. You guys see there are tons of dragons still alive. There's not too many defenses left alive. But now we're getting into the kind of nice part about this base, which is the storages in the core. So let's say you're coming from the bottom side with the dragons, which most of the people do, because that's like the easy thing where you get into the multi-inferno towers, where you get into the town hall, all those good things. So if you're going from the bottom side, you have this huge line of storages in between of you and the back end defenses, which are normally an air defense, or like 2 air defenses, and the X-Bow. On this attack, he actually used the lightning spells for the X-Bows and for the air defenses, which is really good for him because this means this is less threat, which is behind this kind of like line of defenses of tanks. But now there's still this one defense. There's still this one X-Bow. And if you guys think, yeah, this one X-Bow has no chance against 4 dragons, take a look at how long those 4 dragons actually take to get through all of those storages. And this is why those storages are that key. We have 2 gold storages, a dark elixir storage, and 2 normal elixir storages. So that's a lot of HP where you need to get through. And take a look at how this X-Bow is picking off dragon after dragon. It's pretty crazy. So even though this might look like a close attack, this X-Bow is actually doing crazy well, shooting all of the dragons after each other. So this was kind of the spammy version of the replay which I had for you guys. Like I said, the base did crazy well against queen charges as well. The base was not a single time tripled in the entire tournament where I showed all of the attacks or like where I streamed the attacks. So yeah, feel free to copy it, and I hope it's doing as well for you guys as for Mark. Once again, the links to all of the bases are down below in the description of this video. But that's the Townhall 10 base which I wanted to show you guys. So let's get to the Townhall 11 base, which is next. This is the Townhall 11 base, and I can give a small tip already because this was a really big weakness of this base, which he just did. You can use the lightning spell for the clan castle, for the eagle, and 2 X-Bows. What you should do to tweak this base is change the 2 X-Bows which just got lightninged and change it with the cannons which are in the multi-inferno tower compartments. This would give you way more like power into the back end because then you don't have like cannons left, but now we have then 4 X-Bows left. If you do the switch, this base is even better. And even without the switch, even with getting so much value with the lightnings, the base is still pretty good. Because what this attacker now has to decide is where is he coming from with his hybrid. And he's thinking, I'm going all out. Because those guys were already behind. Eve were doing really well on offense, so they had to somehow risk this, and he was sticking to the plan with coming in with the hybrid from the top side. Now, as the miners are getting into the base, he's starting off with the Hawk Riders as well for a really nice and early Warden, or like a heal spell into Warden ability. And the biggest problem with this base is kinda that, well, you have the Townhall kinda looking like unprotected, but if you put the X-Bows over there as well, you have the X-Bows covering the Townhall. You have Tesla farm actually around the Townhall, so that's actually pretty good overall. And well, you see the multi-inferno towers are melting those troops as well, so yeah, pretty good defense in the end. We obviously take a look at the finish line as well, because I mean the Tesla are completely melting all of the troops around the Townhall, and then the multi-inferno tower is getting rid of everything at the top side. But like I said, the one switch which I would definitely recommend for you guys is switching the X-Bows close to the clan castle and the cannons for getting overall like less lightning value. But except that, the base did really well in the qualifier, and well, if you guys would like to have a Townhall 11 base, here you go. Last couple of seconds remaining. The Warden is trying to do his best to somehow keep those troops alive or like help them somehow. But yeah, that were like the last remaining couple of seconds, and this means this base defended with a 1-star. Really nice overall. But now we're coming to the base which I think is the best out of all of those 5. Like if you're Townhall level, you should be Townhall 12 for this video, because this is the base which did insane. This is the base from Rico, and actually a lot of different attacks were done on this base, mainly air attacks. And I want to show you guys now the E-Dragon attack, because I think E-Dragons are kind of popular on Townhall 13, on Townhall 11, on Townhall 12. E-Drags are really popular and really easy to use, and this is why a lot of people like to run them. And what this guy did is he's going all in kinda on the other side of the Townhall, and because he's using the Slammer early on as well. So that's a lot of investment early on. But now we're getting into the good part about this base, which is the lightning value or overall freeze value. Like whenever you go in with the dragons, like this same approach someone did with the dragons as well, and it didn't work either. The problem with the dragons, or like with E-Dragons, is you rely on your spells to work or like to give you a lot of value. And if you're attacking with dragons or with E-Dragons, you really need those your freezes to have a lot of value. Otherwise, it's kind of like a rip. Because on this base, you can't really get that much freeze value. Like you can freeze like an multi-inferno tower and a sweeper, but that's not too much value if I'm completely honest. Like for a freeze, like you want to freeze way more, like way more value overall. And this is just not working on this base. And you guys saw it in the end. He was going full risk because those guys had to. But this is the result of this attack, which is going to be a 1-star. Like I said, this base was defending like crazy. A lot of low percentage 2-stars for all of the people which got into the Town Hall, and for all of the people which got went into the base from the other side of the Town Hall. It was most of the time either 1-star or like a mediocre percent 2-star. But now let's get to the Town Hall 13 base, which Louis was running. And on this one we have the DragBat, which is kinda understandable because I mean DragBat right now is really strong. We have on the Town Hall side not that much splash damage, so a DragBat is of course understandable. So what he's doing over here, he's sending in his queen on the top side and his king and royal champion on the bottom side. What he's trying to accomplish right now is he's trying to create the funnel and obviously try to get rid of the wizard tower and the air defense on both sides. That's kind of the goal at the moment. As soon as he did that, he's starting off with the dragons on the other side of the Town Hall, because later on he's going to use the blimp for the Town Hall to take that down. That's kind of his goal. But now we're getting into the kind of danger zone, or like the problem zone, which means you have the multi-inferno tower, which is dealing a lot of damage to all of those loons, and then we have those 2 flanking air defenses. Which is, to be honest, you can still overcome those because he's using a nice warden ability. But now we have a huge problem. Like now we're stuck in between of those 2 defenses because everything is getting funneled in, and now we have 2 scatter shots which have like this crossfire on our dragons, which is really bad. Like dragons are tanky, yes, but if scatter shots are shooting at them, they are getting melted as well, like any other troop basically. So the scatter shot double setup really messed with the dragons. And then in addition to that, we have this crossfire kind of in between of the queen and the royal champion. All of this together is making this base defend really well. So if you guys would like to copy the Town Hall 13 base, here you go. I hope it's defending really well for you guys. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I tried to do this already for a long time, having like a base video where I show Town Hall 9 to Town Hall 13 bases. And well, I finally was able to do so. Huge shout out to the Eve Mark players, or like the players of the Eve Mark team. And well, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next video. And guys, see you until then, and bye bye.